Hello, everybody. Recording live from nowhere.
Where the are we? I'm rolling up, okay? It's raining! Woo! It's raining! Woo! We're not supposed to be here. I know that. We're not supposed to be here.
We're at the fucking witch doctor, bitches. What up, what up? It's me, Andre X, the host of Where Are We podcast. I am here with my guy behind the wall. We have the ghost of Fabio on that side. And we also have a very special guest in the building. Put your hands together for Coach Bri. So, Coach, since your hand was up, can you just match me right here real quick? Subscribe, motherfuckers! Thank you. You know how the first 5 minutes of the show goes. We're going to roll up with the world. Stop doing what you're doing. Stop washing your dishes. Do not watch your kids. Come watch us. We love you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I just did that on purpose to fuck people up. So yeah, we're smokers. That's what we do. Is that mine? Mm-mm. Okay. I was like, I didn't put that there. What's your go-to like stress reliever? You know, what's your go-to like, I need to mellow out right now? It doesn't have to be liquor. It doesn't have to be weed. So some people pray. Like, what is it that you do?
Solitude.
That's a first. I like that. Solitude. What about solitude brings you into your chi?
Being left with my own thoughts. Like, you have to have time to be able to hear yourself clearly. And a lot of times when we're caught up with everything that's happening in the world, we're in a position where you hear so many outside influences, intentionally and unintentionally. You know what I mean? People will solicit opinions if you tell them about what's going on with you. And sometimes that's unsolicited. And, you know, outside of that, you'll also be trying to seek advice from other people. But ultimately, only we know what we need. So you got to be able to listen to yourself and hear yourself.
That's true.
Solitude.
Only we know what we need. I like that. It's like I tried to I had a conversation the other day, and it was about picking yourself first.
For sure.
And I truly believe that you can't love other people or treat other people until you start treating yourself. Like, it's not gonna make sense or feel like you want to feel until you feel it for yourself first. You know what I mean?
So I'm a speaker, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
we have analogies that we use to give people real life scenarios that they can relate to or correlate it to a particular situation. And I always use the example of when you get on a plane, when they give you the instructions about how to save someone or even to save yourself, when they say in the event that the plane goes down and the mask drop down, they don't tell you to put your kid's mask on first. They don't tell you to put the elderly's mask on first. They don't tell you to put the person next to you's mask on first. They say put yours on first. And it's important because I can't be anything for you if I can't breathe. I can't save you. I can't protect you. I can't do anything. So we have to be able to save ourselves first, for sure.
Yeah, that's scary. That's a scary analogy. with all
be a little dramatic
Yeah, with all the shit that's going on, like, I'm scared to take a trip right now.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, that's great. I love analogies, yo. Here's a good analogy. There's a grasshopper and an octopus. Now this grasshopper, he loves race cars.
Okay.
The octopus, he gathered all his food for the winter. But the rabbit, he had Nikes.
Yo, where did the rabbit come from? You only said the octopus.
It's too deep. I don't want to get into it right now. Anyways, let's talk about something real. Yeah. So public speaking, yo, that's like the number one fear that I've ever seen in people. Even not even public speaking, even speaking up for yourself.
For sure.
Let's start there. Where did that drive come from? Where did that want come from? Why the need? I mean, obviously I do podcasts, so I know the need to have a voice, but tell the world, why the need to have a voice?
I mean, if you ask my mother, she'll tell you that I've always voiced my opinion. There was even, like, when I was in preschool, a little article that was written about me because I couldn't actually talk, but I was verbalizing something and expressing myself. And they're like, yeah, she's telling us everything and everything that's going on. So I guess for me, it's always been embedded in who I am. Like I've always, no never meant never to me. It always meant next opportunity, or let me pry a little bit more and see what I could really get out of this. And it would get me in trouble as a kid for sure, because my mother would be like, didn't I just tell you no?
Can't go to the fucking party.
Yo, facts. But after a certain point, we start to look at ourselves and the things that are innate to us and identify them as skills. And that skill for me transitioned into advocacy for myself and then for others. And public speaking is a form of advocacy for sure.
What was like a determined moment where you know, like, oh, this is a time for me to advocate? Like I'm advocating for myself. Like the awareness that you're advocating, you know, like what age were you, like intent, like in the fucking 5th grade, you're like, I'm not doing my motherfucking homework.
So again, always been me. So I ran for student government in 5th grade, and I was elected class president in 5th grade. So
all right.
definitely, you know, that was public speaking. I was on the news crew in 5th grade too. So like speaking.
What
on
school
the
is
news.
this? They have a news crew. A whole bunch of shit. That's gangster.
So I grew up in Georgia. So this was a school out there, Hollydale Elementary, as a matter of fact.
Big
Check them out.
I know exactly where that ain't. I know exactly where that ain't.
Yeah, but for sure, like being able to be just in your element of talking, and that was broadcasted. Like there was, you know, we still had the big TVs with the big backs on them at that time.
Big backs. I remember them shits. Heavy to roll them out.
Yo,
I remember
for
them
real.
shits.
You remember?
Yeah,
I'm 39.
I'm 39. So I had the fucking. The reflectors, you put the paper on the screen and it reflects on the fucking wall.
Transparent sheet, yeah. For sure. So, you know, at that point when I was doing the morning news with them, every TV in the school from every classroom would see us on the morning news.
You were
so
famous.
That was, yeah, you know, we were
5th
ghetto
grade
superstars.
Famous.
Yeah, for
5th
sure.
grade famous is gangster.
So, you know, then I ran for student government, got elected, and
did you make it feel cool though? Cause like I remember like
no, I was a nerd at that time.
It was a nerdy, it was still like a nerdy thing to do.
Oh yeah, for sure, Okay. And I was also new because I was born in Boston and I didn't move out to Georgia until 4th grade. So by the time I'm in 5th grade, I'm still the new kid on the block, and I was at a new elementary school too from the one that I was at the year before.
Why the move?
My mom got a different job, you know what I mean, in a different area, and it was out of district, and Georgia's huge, so it's not like, you know, you live in Dorchester and it's okay to like go to BLA. Yeah. Like nah, you're across town for real. So I switched schools, and ultimately by time I got to, first of all, no, I hated my 5th grade teacher. Let's start there. I probably should name drop, but I'm not gonna name drop because I don't need no suits, right? But yo,
she alive?
Yeah, for sure. And I wouldn't even say I hated her. It was like a love-hate relationship. Like she was not nice, yo. And it was crazy because she was my first black teacher too. And pretty much I was an asshole as a kid. You know, I was a little smart. So like, you know, you don't know how to channel that and understand how to be socially appropriate or even emotional intelligence on, like, you don't have to be a know-it-all. Yeah. And I was also a northern kid in a southern school now.
So you knew more than you needed to know.
Okay, so she used to always be like, we're Pacifically doing this, we're Pacifically doing that. So one day I was just fed up with it and I was like, yo, Pacific is an ocean. Like, oh, shit. You being specific. And I wouldn't do that now. I don't condone kids doing that now. I have a daughter and, you know, I tell her be respectful. But ultimately, how she got her get back real quick was she made me go get a dictionary, and we didn't have no Wikipedia, Google. You was going to get a real dictionary, out the classroom. So she made me go get the dictionary and look up the word impeach and read the definition out in front of the class. Remember, I'm class president, so you know I started
to impeach you. Oh, okay, I put that together. Right.
So I started crying, you know, boom, and she had.
Wow, that's like your mom going, listen, go pick a belt.
Oh, but I got my get back too, because she had called me bad one day, and my mother like just didn't take nobody calling her kids bad. Like, if you did something that's wrong, okay, we can address that behavior, but don't call my kids bad. And she called me bad. I told my moms, and my moms came up to the school, you know, put some straightening on her. So we was cool after that. But yeah, for sure.
She's like, you know, I'm from Boston, right?
Yo, facts. And at that time, you know what I mean, like Boston wasn't recognized. Like everybody be like, "You from New York?" And I'd be like, "Nah, I'm from Boston." Like so, it was a little extra emphasis on everything I was doing, but really advocating for myself. You know, being able to run a little campaign in school and be able to get people to you know get votes. And like I said, I'm the new kid on the block. It's not like I grew up sandbox buddies with all these kids. So definitely, it started there.
That's dope, man. That's so dope. Why do you think it's a fear for people to do like public speaking or even like advocate for themselves? Like you think it's the no factor, to hear no, or like the judgment coming from whatever you're asking or saying?
I think it could be fear of embarrassment, fear of rejection, a lot of fear in general. I say that fear is false evidence appearing real. And your environment will give you confirmation bias of that false evidence if you allow it. So if you're putting yourself in situations where you're feeding into your fears and allowing them to stop you from doing something, you're stopping yourself from getting from point A to point B. So I think, you know, unconsciously people allow that fear to block them.
It's like the word corn. I tell people all the time, like you're probably going through corn. Like you can't operate right now.
Yeah, for sure. See, I love the acronym. Y'all see what he did there?
I say
Not
that.
even real.
I say that all the time. They call me corn pops. Yo, shut up, man. All the girls call me corny. Hello, because I say. All right, never mind. Anyways, so school life. What was like? You have any siblings?
Yeah, I have one older sister that I claim and one that I like. You know what I mean? She's my father's daughter.
You don't get along?
I mean, we don't even
have a relationship,
so I can't even say it's.
Have you? Is there like a? Is it like a? I can understand that too. I have a sibling that I don't communicate with right now, but she's 5. But she came at a time where I was like, what the fuck? Who's like? So, anyways.
Right.
But yeah, I understand that part. What's holding you back from wanting to try?
There's a lot of turmoil in that relationship. Just, you know what I mean? Me and my, like I said, she's my father's daughter. Me and my pops have had a tumultuous relationship as well, so it just adds a layer. You know what I mean? Her and my sister got into it years ago. My sister whipped her ass. My mom's and her moms got into it. My mom's whipped her mom's ass.
I love that. Damn, your family full of warriors. You said it's 3 girls.
Nah, let me not even act like we just out here banging like that.
No, but you stand. No, but listening to your mom say, "Don't call my kids bad." Like I could already hear that your mom stands on business, and she must have raised a couple of queens that stand on business. Sure. You know what I'm saying?
And my mom's, it was self-defense. Let's just go to Allegedly.
So yeah, growing up in Georgia, what was the culture shock like? You know, what was the difference? Like you went from eating, you know, like fucking pancakes to eating grits.
And I say the big difference is oatmeal's the grits.
Yeah.
Massachusetts, northern, anywhere above the Mason-Dixon line, they got oatmeal. Anywhere below, they got grits. So I say, I don't know if it was so much of a culture shock because I'm a little bit of a nerd, right? And there's some science that backs like at what age our brains begin to like stop fully assimilating to our environment. And essentially, like if you move to a country before the age of 13, you're going to still know your native language, but you'll likely assimilate and drop the accent. If you move after 13, anywhere between like 13 and 14, you'll still hold your native accent even if you are fluent in the language that you've now learned.
You said assimilating, right?
Yeah. So in other words, like you're gonna adapt to the culture fully and take on the tongue of that new place. So I moved when I was 8 years old. So I'm saying that to say that I don't know that it was culture shock per se.
And you don't have a southern accent either.
Man, shout if I want to get country,
it comes out.
Yeah, like it depends.
Hey, bro, I hear you.
It depends on who I'm talking to.
I'm finna tell you what's on my mind.
For real. Yeah. So it's just like somebody who speaks Spanish versus English. When you're at home with your people who speak Spanish, you're gonna speak Spanish.
It's like a code switch kind of.
Yeah,
it's just that we use the word code switch, but I'm half Dominican, half the Puerto Rican, so I do code switch a lot. Like I'll talk Puerto Rican to my Puerto Rican. Actually, I do it in reverse. I talk Dominican to my Puerto Ricans on purpose, and Puerto Rican to the Dominicans.
Piss them off, right?
Yeah. Like nigga, you can't be chilling with us. I don't know what the fuck you are. It's all good though.
Don't lose your invite to the cookout.
Yeah, no. I don't even go because I'm vegan now. They don't even invite me nowhere. I don't drink and I'm vegan. I don't get invited nowhere anymore.
Damn. So you gonna show up with like an orange or an apple?
Something, man. It sucks. Like once you stop dropping like like things from your past, the things that like the things that connected you to people, and like the negative things that connected you, and you didn't know that they were negative until you stopped doing them, and then you don't see these people no more. Then it's like that. It's like, oh, okay. Even with food,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
sure.
Like no one invites me to lunch or dinner. Like no, you know what I mean? It's like, it's like, what am I gonna eat? A salad? Like that. That's how people think, which sucks. Like right now, I work in a spot because I'm vegan, and they have like sometimes they bring lunches. Yo, I'm gonna go buy some weed right now. Where's your favorite place to go buy weed?
Georgetown.
Where's
Mission Dispensary.
Oh, Mission Dispensary. Oh, I heard about that.
That place is lit, bro. They got best deals.
Do
best
they have
prices.
do they have gummies and shit?
Yeah, they got gummies, flour,
Tinctures?
tinctures.
Oh, I like the tinctures. I put it like I wake up in the morning. I don't even brush my teeth. I go.
You gotta be careful with the tinctures though. Them things slap.
You ever put one in your eye?
No.
Oh, it says not to.
Alright. Figured.
And I just tell them like, yo, can you guys stop like guessing what I want to eat and just ask me, because you guys keep buying salads and I'm not a salad dude. You know, like I like a rice bowl, or I like rice with beans, or I'll have like sweet
I
potato.
still want some flavor.
Huh? Yeah, I still, you know, I'm Hispanic, man. I'm Latino. Like I have that shit's in my blood.
Want some arroz con pollo?
Yeah, I need all that shit. No pollo, but just arroz. But yeah,
I just want to make sure you was paying attention there. So
yeah, man.
but it's trauma bonding. You know what I mean? Like when you are in a particular situation and there are people that can relate to that situation with you, you guys bond. And then when you're released of that trauma, people will sometimes be like, oh, you're acting funny, or you're different, you're brand new. Yeah, actually I am. As a matter of fact, I didn't intend to stay where I was at. So now I'm progressing. And if they are not at that point or that place where they're ready to move with you, you lose those relationships for sure.
And it sucks because like you come such a long way with certain people, and then when it's time to do other things, they're not ready to branch off or like open up their mind to like the new opportunities that they're missing, because they're stuck in the club all the time and living check to check or whatever the fuck the situation is. It's like let's do something different. Let's go hiking. Let's go take a bike ride. It doesn't have to be about going chilling and looking for bitches all the time, or
Right.
It doesn't have to be about fucking like, you know, just like, I don't know, we could do anything. Like I have a couple of friends that sometimes, well, it's been a while, but we used to meditate together. Like go to the reservoir and meditate, and like that shit was beautiful, and it opened up my mind to so much other things. Like you're saying, like being in your own thoughts, being in silence, and just like sitting there with it, or sitting there with nothing, you know, which is beautiful too, which is very difficult to do. But yeah, I advocate for stuff like that all the time. I really appreciate the silence. And every morning I like to not talk, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And it can get if I have a significant other, like it can get annoying, you know, because I don't want to talk. I just want to shut the fuck up. And I just woke up. I just want to hear. I like to hear the birds. I like to hear the wind blowing. I like to hear the water go on. Like I don't want to speak, you know. So I'm doing a lot better with that, like trying to not be on my phone when I wake up in the morning.
It's funny because as a speaker, people think that you want to talk all the time, but it's like quite the contrary. Like as a matter of fact, I hate small talk. Like if we're not having like constructive conversations,
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? Like I don't, because think about what is small talk. It's usually gossip. It's usually, you know what I mean, something that just has no value in its exchange. So like I hate actually small talk.
I battle a lot of, like I said, I'm Latino, so all my family is like, we call them bonchicheras. And they're like people they're like chisme. Chisme is like small talk, but like you know, talking about other people and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I've been combating that with my whole family with like, yo, it's cool that we're doing, like you guys are doing this, but when we're done, let's come up with a solution to how we're gonna help the person we're talking about with a dirty house, or the person we're talking about that doesn't know how to raise their kids, or the person we're talking about has a drug problem. Like let's come up with a fucking solution to help this person if we really love them. Otherwise, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Nah, my mom's always told me you don't talk about a problem unless you got a solution for it. So like the joke, it used to be that when she would date guys, if they would come over to the crib and, you know, the grass wasn't cut, and they'd be like, yo, your grass ain't be cut. She'd be like, I give them like 48 to 72 hours to come cut my grass, and if they don't, they cut. And it's like, yo, like don't talk about something that you don't intend to actually help out with.
That's dope, man. It's like yeah, like every conversation should be a perspective to open up someone else's mind, you know, not like give them a bad perspective of the person you're talking about. You know, you should give them some good before you give them some bad. Like, yo, this person's bad fun to hang out with, yo. They have a nice car, they're a good parent,
but their house dirty.
But their house is dirty. You know, give me the 3 good ones first. You know,
For sure.
I remember when I first started the show, like that was like the theme all the time. Was like, yo, give me 3 good positive things before you say anything negative to me. I don't give a fuck if you have smoke with this person. Tell me they got a nice smile or something before you even tell me why you hate them. Like, don't rive me up with negatives first, because even if you rive me up with negatives first and it's all a positive thing, like in the end it's like, what the fuck? I'm already up here ready to like, you know, now you're
Fight.
like yo, and now we're friends. I'm like, what the fuck? You just told me, you know what I mean? Step on my
It's
girl,
like,
you stole from my house.
Yeah, so many people want to give criticism instead of constructive feedback. And I like to use that terminology because ultimately, if you're criticizing me, that means you are a critic, which means who made you the authority, which now means you think that I care about your judgment being passed. But if you're giving me constructive feedback, I know that it's coming from a good place and the intention is to help me grow. So I can take that even if it's not something positive that I did. I'm getting a positive out of the negative because I'm learning. You know what I mean? So I think if people switch from being critics to, you know what I mean, constructive feedback, will go a lot.
You sound
further.
like a person that knows how to communicate. And we were just talking about communication being important in relationships. You know, how do you, what's your love language?
So I think our love languages change over years. When I was younger, my love language was, you know, gifts and, you know, physical affection and stuff like that. As I've grown older, it's more so just maybe a little bit of acts of service, like seeing how people will show up for me.
Exactly,
and
show up.
Really, I guess, I don't know. Like, I have that conversation with my fiance, but I don't necessarily have that conversation with other people. So maybe it's one that I should. I know recently I've had a couple of spats with some family members, and it was more so out of people feeling like I didn't show up emotionally for them, but that's never been me. You know what I mean?
And it's not your job.
Yeah, but it's never been me. You know what I mean? Like, I've never been the person that is like into my feelings or into my. I'm not talking about my problems until I'm way past them and already found a solution and moving on to the next venture. So, like, I don't necessarily know how to help people when they're dwelling in their problem. Or
do you let people help you? Because it sounds like you don't.
Nah, I don't. So remember, I said solitude.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't want people's unsolicited opinions about my problems. I know what I did to get myself here. So now I need to sit down and like listen to myself about how to take that next step. If and only if I feel like I can't get there myself, then I have trusted people that I'll go ask those questions. That's my mentors. That's, you know, my guides. But I don't just, you know, I feel like it's irresponsible socially to just divulge all your problems onto people without having consideration for what they might be going through and just don't want to tell you.
The other side of what you're saying for me, and this is just my perspective, it sounds like if I'm the person listening to you, trying to, because if I'm going through something and I can't figure it out, sometimes it's cool, like it helps me understand that other people also can't figure it out. But it sounds like you figured it out, like you know how to get through an issue, is what you're saying, when you have issues.
No. So
do you, but and a follow-up was like, do you think having a, because like having a perspective from someone that you don't know sometimes might be the perspective you actually need. It's like that teacher that you said you hated, like you needed that teacher.
Yeah, for sure.
Because without that teacher, like you did exactly what you're supposed to do. You're like, yo, listen, you're a teacher, you're fucking saying this word wrong. Right? You could have you did it in your way.
But there's better ways.
There's better ways.
Yeah.
The message is always the best part, how the message comes across. And so that teacher, you like, that had to happen. Like it happened to you, for you, not to you, you know. And I think in this situation is like how to take other people's words without feeling judgment too.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
For sure.
And I heard you say you have a girl, a wife. Does any of that come from like being part of that community? Like the judgment part? So, because for me, it's just being Spanish. I can't fucking stand it. Honestly, I'm judged. We're judged all the time because as immigrant parents come over here and migrate from different islands, they have this thing like, yo, we worked so hard to get here. And then they made us comfortable, you know, and then now we're comfortable. They're like, why are you so comfortable? Like, what the fuck? Like, you know, so it's like that judgment shit, but go ahead.
Nah, so it's crazy. Like, I always say I didn't necessarily come out. I just decided to publicly represent who I am. And when it came to it, I actually just posted a picture on Twitter kissing my girlfriend, and my sister seen it and called me like, "Oh my God, I'm telling mommy."
Oh, she didn't say she's pretty, nothing?
Nah. They weren't on that type of time. I didn't come from that household. You feel what I'm saying?
A lot of us, no one actually does.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of growth in relationships, especially like with my mom, because my mom is a minister. You feel what I'm saying? So but she always let me know that she loved me through the whole process. So like, I'm not necessarily the person you
shout out
see.
Mom. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
shout out Mom.
Shout out to moms for sure.
Your moms, you're killing it. Mom Bri is killing it.
Yeah. So like I always say that like, you're never gonna really see me running down the street with a rainbow flag for Pride. Like, although I do respect Pride, you know what I mean? Like, I understand that the people who have come before me that have fought for Pride allow me to have the right to propose to my fiance and get ready to get married. So I do respect it. It's just not how I choose to represent myself. And like, I ran for public office. I didn't run on an LGBTQ platform.
Okay. Dude, speaking about the flag, I and this is just out of curiosity. Like, when flags are like brought out and represented, it doesn't have to be a pride flag. It could be a Confederate flag, right? It's like the pride of having the flag. A lot of people don't even like know the history of shit. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like, I don't know how that flag came about at all. Like the pride flag, but I'm sure there's an ill story behind these things.
For sure.
And like, it's like people that like stand for like the like Christian religion sometimes, but they like didn't really read the Bible. It's like that kind of shit. It's like, come on, man, like stand for something, but know it too. You know, like if I ask you like, what do the colors mean, or like, where did this come from?
You need to be able to recite it.
Yeah, man. Like, or don't represent it. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, why are you wearing a Bulls jersey and all you know is Jordan? It's like, like it wasn't just Jordan on that team that year, you know. At least no Rodman. At least no
somebody
Pippen.
Else. Yeah, Pippen.
Somebody, dog.
So I say this, right? So first of all, my older sister is 10 years older than me, 9.5 years, 10 years older than me. So I had somebody who, and she's
like a free babysitter.
Listen, tú no lo sabes.
Yeah.
So when it's all said and done, you know what I mean? She is pretty brilliant, and like had me reading the autobiography of Malcolm X in 5th grade while I was reading Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
That's why you
class.
fucking won.
Yeah, so like, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, we were on, like, she helped me with my speech at that time, everything.
She rolled into class.
Oh yeah,
fight the people.
She I think we might have even baked cupcakes, maybe. I don't know, but she really was like into the campaign with me. You know what I mean? So like, she was serious about me knowing my history. So I'm somebody that I love words. Like, I love the breakdown of words. I love being able to redefine a word. Like, who knew that dancery wasn't a word in the dictionary until Mary J. Blige said, "In this dancery." You feel what I'm saying? So like, we can redefine shit. So I say that intentionally because I have a framework called Learn Shit. And this kind of goes back to answering your other question where you asked me, have I figured it all out? No, I haven't. However, my framework is called Learn Shit, and SHIT stands for Successful Habits in Transition, which is ultimately to help people build resilience. So if I go through a problem, everything that happened in the problem wasn't a fallacy. Everything wasn't wrong. Something went wrong, and what my job is to determine what went wrong, why and how I could change that. But ultimately, there were habits that I had that helped me get from point A to point B, that helped me to sit down, have some solitude, write down my goals, figure out what it is that I need to do to get to that next level. So that transition, you know what I mean? Shit was I didn't even cuss on social media platforms or public speaking at all for a very long time because I work with youth. And I wanted a clean image, and I wanted my brand to be clean. However, the shock value of saying learn shit was something that I was like, yo, there's a whole framework to it. You said everything, it didn't happen to you, it happened for you. That's a part of my philosophy. So 10% is what happens, 90% is your reaction. If I punch you in the face, but you shoot me, like, it doesn't weigh out. You know what I mean? Right. But if I punch you and then you punch me and I get my ass whooped, then, you know, it just is what it is. All is love and, you know what I mean, war. But at the same time, we have to be able to sit down and sift out, you know, what was the thing that helped me to get there, because we've all gone through problems that we thought we wouldn't be able to see the light of day from, and now we like, oh shit, like I got over that.
Yeah, that's a big part of like my problem solving now. It's like all right, I'm going through it right now, but I never die. So, you know what I mean? It's like relax, nigga. You never. I always tell myself, I'm like, yo, you're not gonna die. Relax. So, and I always like it clears my mind all the time because I am a person who lives my truths. So I am a walking time bomb. Whenever I need my emotions to explode, they'll explode. But I'm also very reserved when it comes to like my super like personal issues. Like when something going inside me, like that I just can't explain to people, then that's exactly what it is. I just won't explain it. Yeah. I'll just keep it and try my best to figure it out because I've been through that like dark tunnel where like the light is so small. You're like, I'm not.
I probably got 50,000 basically. What
happened?
I finally showed up.
What?
At least you came in fly. Where you get that?
I was busy, dog. Check this out, man. Let me tell you a story, bro. Look, I went on this website. www.shopaug.com, right? I typed in this code, WAW, for a discount code, popped out with this shit, bro. You know what I mean?
So wait.
In the hood, they call me Papi Champu.
Do I get a discount too?
Of course, WAW, use the WAW. I didn't want to tell you guys because I'm selfish, but I'm telling you guys now.
That works for everybody. Everybody can go ahead and just
everybody can do it. If you're from Lawrence, Methuen, Haverhill, it don't matter where. You can be from Ipswich, you can be from Africa, you can be from Asia, you can be from anywhere. Just use WAW and they're gonna hook you up. I don't know why they're gonna hook you up, but I think it's because of the podcast. I didn't tell you guys, and I'm not getting paid, I promise. I'm not getting paid, I promise. And what I'm doing is, WAW's discount code.
That's what I'm saying.
Gonna fit through that hole even if I try.
Yeah.
And saying that makes that hole even smaller and smaller. And then I'm further away. It's like fuck. But I always I wake up the next day. I'm grateful. I say my mantra every morning. Even when I forget my mantra, I feel bad. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't say my mantra. Like that's how I get because I know like it's so important to my routine to being at peace, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And routine, like, so I like to say I got a little OCD and like I do things very ritualistic. So like when I wake up in the morning, I can't even like really go to the bathroom if I didn't make my bed first, and unless like I'm like really dancing to the bathroom.
Oh, okay, I'm like, the bed, I'm going to pee right away. Fuck this bed.
But that's a part of like I want to see my day get started fresh with a fresh bed, even if I'm gonna sit back on the bed or get.
It does feel good. It does feel good to see your bed made.
Sure.
It does
for sure. And psychologically, it does something to you to be able to know that all right, you completed a task. So you know, I checked that off the box, and you know, like not for nothing, when it's all said and done, how we operate on a daily basis becomes who we are and what people know us for. So I always say that how consistent I am in myself is if I do something or somebody says I did something that's out of character, people who know me will come to my defense because they're gonna be like, nah, that's uncharacteristic.
Right,
like we know that's not her for sure.
That's dope, man. I like this conversation. It's intriguing. It's mind opening. You know, I like that. I like talking to people that have a different understanding of what, or like a true understanding of what life can just be. You know, by figuring out your own problems or not being scared to speak up. Like them things are like very important. Like, speaking up for yourself is. Important. I'm trying to teach my daughter that now. It's like, yo, like you have all these issues at school and whatever's going on, but if at some point you have to start speaking up for yourself right there and then then come to me with the problem. Don't talk back, but like, you know, like hold your ground. Sometimes these teachers are like, especially when you're a different color from all the other kids, like you need to like maneuver in a way where it's like, look, I truly wasn't talking. Like I truly wasn't. I know that I am one of the few in here that look like this, and I might stand out, but I truly did not.
Right. How old is your daughter?
She's 12.
Oh, so mine is too. So I'm at that. Yeah, age, man, she done got into some fights and stuff, and I'm like, listen, but she had a lot of self-control beforehand, and I won't say I provoked the fight because I never provoke violence or tell her, but I damn sure defend yourself. And you know, and some of those situations, like I had to tell her, like, you don't have to be rude or disrespectful to get your point across, but you need to learn how to get your point across for sure. Don't let nobody walk all over you.
Yeah, I tell my dad all the time, like, look, not everyone's gonna understand what you're saying and how you're saying it. Sometimes you have to come down to their level and explain it to them in a way where they're gonna understand. Like if you're hungry and you have a face all day, and everyone's like, what's wrong? You're like, like that's your language for saying I'm hungry. I know that because I'm your dad, but not everybody else does. You got to speak up. So
And
shit
perception is the root
Yeah.
of misconception.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we have to seek multiple perspectives. And we also have to teach people how to, like you said, you're her dad, so you know. But we feel like sometimes people should just know us, when it's like, nah, if you haven't sat down and had intentional conversation with them and start to talk to them and develop that relationship for real, they're not just going to know, and they're going to be offended. And then that could potentially lead to something else that it didn't have to be if you just communicated.
Being a mom and a mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was talking about this earlier about like my boy was raised by his mom, so I'm like, yo, like you have to remember that being raised by a mom means that you were raised by a woman, right? So like you're gonna have a lot of woman tendencies, or a lot of like a lot of things that you learn from a woman that maybe she tried to teach you what a man should have taught you,
But she'll never know.
And so like I wonder, like, and this is not to get into your business, like who you guys dated in the past, but like me, like I'm trying to be a living example of what a man or like a significant other can be for my daughter, right? And like I don't know which way she's going. It's new times, and I can't even like, it's not a fear of mine either. It's like, it is what it is,
right?
But I wouldn't know how to explain like how to be with a woman with a woman.
Right.
You know, I can explain to you what like how a man is with a woman, and I can tell you what a proper idea of what this can be, you know.
Right.
But the other way I wouldn't know. So like you, like if you're, I don't know which, you know, they're only 12, but my daughter's already exploring fucking texting people and shit.
Yeah.
So like what's the process in that, like how, or maybe there's positive male role models around your family,
so,
anyways, you know.
One, I'm real strict, and like my daughter has her phone locked down. Like she can't add new contacts in her phone without me putting in a passcode, which means you can't text anybody who's not in your contacts. So like I'm real strict about that. But
I like that.
She gets sneaky, so she did admit to me that she put a boy's name, asked me to save a boy's name in there as a girl. But I read through her text messages. So like I do spot checks, like in the middle of her text, and be like, yo, let me get the phone real quick. And I'm going through everything. I'm not giving you the time to delete. Like I'm not my parents. I came from that era. I know all the slick shit that I did that I got away with.
Why get her a phone?
Because I travel sometimes,
okay.
and I want her to be able to have a little bit of autonomy so that she can gain some independence. And I know that she'll be responsible going out, which is not completely the case right now. But I also want to I take it from her very frequently too. Like it's not something that you have to be attached to. She has limited internet time, no TikTok, no social media, none of that. Like I don't play those kind of games because I do marketing, you know what I mean? So I understand the power and the psychology of marketing, and how these social media platforms literally have psychologists that they hire to study people's interactions from their eye movement.
When we
down
talk about it shows up on your phone.
Yes.
No, but you know my biggest fear is of a parent. It's not even the phone. It's just the internet, Google. Like all you need to do is just ask the information, and then you can learn anything. And like too much information at a certain age might like just like
them.
not even overwhelm, like to just kill them off to the world, you know, like numb to shit.
Yeah.
You know how many like videos of like people crashing and like I can't, man. And so that's my fear. But like you said, I travel a lot. I do a lot of things that I need my daughter to have her phone so I can contact her.
Apple, I will give them their props there. Like those parental controls on Apple, for sure. Like she gets 1 minute a day on Google, which really means you don't get to sign into Google
shit.
because
she's like, what is? Man.
Yeah, and it's done, son. And for me, that's because, like you said, that exposure. And I know that when your innocence is taken in a certain kind of way, you don't ever get it back. It's like a cigarette or a blunt or whatever.
Yeah.
You can't put the smoke back in it just don't work that way. So, you know, I try not to shelter her so much that she's too curious, because then curiosity kills the cat, and they go out there and they do every damn thing when they get a little freedom. But I also try to make sure that I'm real with her and let her know, like, there's reasons why I'm not letting you see these things, and I've experienced some of these reasons firsthand. So I really don't care if you like me right now. I'm not here to be your friend. You know what I mean?
As an after school program person, like, and I've seen many kids like, oh, my mom took my phone because I was bad, you know, this and that. You know, like, I don't know, I'm sure you're aware, but it doesn't matter if you take their phone, if they don't have internet at home. You can shelter them as much as they want.
They still gonna find a way.
If you're not homeschooling them, and like, which sucks, you have to be like a hovering parent, right? Like if you're not doing that, they're gonna find a way. Because you were a kid, I was a kid. I always found a way. If I went
my mom took my phone at one point in time. I had a burner that was ready on the backup, like no cap, like, and I ran away, as a matter of fact, as a kid for like a week, and nobody could contact me but my grandmother. And my mother kept being like, yo, how are you in contact with her? And nobody could hear from her right now. And it was because I had a burner. So she thought she took my regular phone and, that just cut.
Your life was over.
I was already getting to a bag. I was like,
that's crazy.
I can't lose out. My phone is money now.
That's crazy.
Where did the coach part come from?
So as a parent, trying to find balance in life. So my daughter was interested in cheer, and I was at the time, again, things that you see that might need a little improvement, don't speak on it unless you plan on to assist with it. And they needed support in the organization that she was cheering for, but it was a Black-owned organization, so I wanted to make sure that she was supporting our community. And ultimately I spoke up. They were like, yo, sign up. And when I did, I ended up becoming the cheer coordinator and the coach. So my name came from like actually being like Coach Bri to the cheerleaders and, the football players. And then eventually when I transitioned into business, I was like, that's my brand, and became Coach Bri Nichols.
I like that.
Did you have any influences in your early life having a coach or playing sports or something like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. So I love sports. I was actually like at one point in time the only girl on my middle school wrestling team. Like,
oh, fire!
In
Georgia.
Yeah, in Georgia. I lived in Rhode Island at a point in time too, so I played basketball out there. So definitely some sports in my life. And I didn't say it earlier, but by the time I was in 10th grade, which is the year that I dropped out, I had been to 11 different schools. So you know what I mean. Learning advocacy is because you have to have that adaptability to be able to move in a room full of vultures, essentially, because that's what teenagers are.
So you didn't graduate?
No, I didn't. Actually, I got my GED.
Okay. Getting every dollar, yo. Getting every dollar, you heard?
Yo, I tell people all the time, though, that like after high school, as long as you have college education, nobody's asking, did you get a G? Like, I feel like that's probably the first time I ever answered that question in 10 years, or better, because like I do have a college education, but it's crazy because I really didn't want to get my GED, but I had my daughter while I was in high school, and I was homeless at the time. So like life just it was lifing. It wasn't permitting for me to, go back to school and be a traditional kid anymore. So I ended up actually getting locked up right before going to take the GED test. So I didn't have any like GED education. I was out of school for like a year and a half at that point. Passed it, got the results back like 2 days before the registration for college closed, went and registered, failed a couple of semesters for sure because I was homeless and moving around and shit, but definitely just kept going with that because I knew I needed at least that under my belt to not have that stigma of like high school dropout, teen parent. Like I didn't want my daughter to be a statistic, so I knew I still had to push even though high school wasn't in that trajectory anymore.
Yeah, man. Speaking of trajectory, man, we're always on a mission here. Shout out Mission Dispensary from Georgetown because they're always hooking us up with these little atheists that they give us, which I love so much. And the trajectory of that is just like we got good sponsors.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to the sponsors.
Yeah. I also heard you say, something under your belt. And I'm not sure if they have belts, but I know they have hats. Shout out.
That was smooth there. I see what you did there.
Avant Ultra Garments for giving us these hats, these trucker hats that they have. They have jerseys out right now. Check them out. ShopAUG.com. Check them out. We have a discount code WAW. Get your fucking discount. All at us.
So hold on, we're gonna plug in. Shout out to Zion Rosia. You know what I mean? We got the Prayer Hands hat going on here. We got Boston owned brands. We got Dreams from the East, straight out the 508. So
we got New Balances from Lawrence, Massachusetts.
And these ones are actually from Concepts too. So yeah,
I hear
packs.
you. I hear you. And I got the Platano Green. You know what I mean? Representing my people because I am a Platano eater. What's your nationality? I'm
black.
Okay, I like that. I know some black people. Yes.
Nah, but my family grew up real culture. Like I got a bunch of stuff in me. I say I'm black until I go get that DNA test that tell me what's real in my blood. But my grandmother's like Sicilian, so like my grandfather's Irish. Like
what the fuck?
My father's purple, blue, black though, so that's how I ended up.
Your father's what?
Nah, I'm just playing.
What color was that?
Nah. So my mom's like around your complexion. My father's like very much so on the darker side. Yeah. So I'm like the perfect little blend,
My mom's like this. My father's way darker, but he has vitiligo, so he looks like that.
Okay, got you. Now see, my daughter, she's like your complexion or lighter though. She's Puerto Rican. So
caramel, caramel complexion. She's Bodie.
Yeah,
she gonna be crazy. All bodies are crazy.
Gonna be, man. Listen.
Have you taken her to her island?
So actually, she doesn't know this, and it's crazy because now I can't let her watch this podcast because
first time.
Yeah, first time.
We'll beep it out.
Yeah,
We'll bleep it out.
bleep it out.
Yeah.
Are you?
No. You can leave it in there.
No, we'll
'cause like I
bleep
said,
it. We'll bleep it out. So we're gonna take it to beep. She ain't gonna know where you're going. Where are you taking her to? Where her origin family is? Are she meeting family, or are you just taking her vacation?
No, so she's actually never met her pops. That's a crazy situation there too. So we're just taking her because I'm big on origin and roots. So like I do plan to do DNA tests and stuff like that, which is why I mentioned that. But I want her to be able to like be around people that look like her, walk like her. You know what I mean? Not talk like her because she don't speak a lick of Spanish. Listen,
bring her to
I speak a little bit more than she can.
Bring her to Lawrence. She'll learn real quick.
Yeah, so.
That's fire, man. Puerto Rico, I love Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I heard it's real beautiful.
The guy behind the wall, he went to Puerto Rico to shoot a video. How was that?
48 hours. I saw probably a lot of it in 48 hours. Went to the mountains and then went to Ocean One.
It was really nice, man.
Yeah, I love pictures and scenery too, so I'm excited to get like, you know, that shot that everybody
by the
gets
brick, by that castle, El Moro.
And then the colorful houses and all that. So yeah, I'm excited.
It's gonna be fire, man. You're gonna love it. The weather's always nice.
You're not gonna want to come back.
You're not gonna want to come back.
Nah, honestly, I've been having the conversation about not staying for a long time because the political, you know what I mean, climate right now is crazy in America, and
shit might get crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, after last night.
Yeah, after last night, I was telling my boy Harvey, like America, okay, maybe we won't get bombed, right? But it affects us in another way. It's gonna come out of our pockets.
Oh yeah, relationships, and you know, I swear, dude thinks it's a game. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare thumb war. Like
it's not.
Yeah, he's like a click of his thumb, and he's you know,
and he has
dropping tweets, dropping bombs.
He has green apple thumbs. I've seen him.
Yep. Man.
Those are orange.
Orange apple.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Or Rappalinge.
There you go.
I made that up.
Purple, green, blue.
Good.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? That's a great segment to our next part of the show, which is sex, drugs, and other things. Shout out Big Blizz, S.DOT. So this part of the show, what we do.
So calm after.
This part of the show is, you give us like a truth about one, sex, drugs, or other things. Sex, a story or an experience or something you know. Drugs, experience, story, something you know. Other things we choose and we just talk about it.
Okay. So I gotta give you one out of each, or I'm picking one.
You pick one.
Woo. And what perspective am I supposed to come from? Like
whatever perspective you want. You can be like, oh, sex. I like girls. I don't know. Whatever the fuck you want.
All right. So
we do like juicy stories. No pun intended.
But it could be about anything. Someone told a story about all three.
Yeah, somebody incorporated all of them. It all happened to them and other things.
But you can do whatever you want.
They were smoking weed, fucking, and were in an Uber.
Yep, in a canoe as well.
A canoe Uber.
Yo, y'all gotta send me that episode because I don't think I seen that. I went and looked, but I don't think I seen that one.
You got Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon.
We don't have it.
Okay. So, damn, sex, drugs, or other things. I mean, I feel like sex is an expression, it's an energy. I feel like, you know what I mean, the way that people normally interpret sex in terms of just being about the actual intercourse is way more than that. There's sexual energy, there's sex cells, and not just in the sense of symbolism of the body, but sex in terms of the energy, where there's a provocateur that is happening when you're getting somebody to exchange energy with you and buy a product or a service. So I mean, that's what I'll say for sex.
That's nice.
Drugs.
Oh, that's gonna keep going. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep going.
Can we do this next one? Like, if we were in a crowd and you're public speaking, like, yo, who smokes weed right now? All
right, I got you.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so anybody in the room that smoked weed before, raise your hand. Anybody in the room that grew up in a household with somebody that smoked weed, raise your hand.
My dad was a DARE teacher.
Yep.
Yo, I still actually have my DARE signature. You remember they used to come to school, have you sign? I still got mine. So
system failed you.
Yeah, for sure. So I say this: we repeat the behaviors that we've seen somewhere, and trauma is something that is just like a gene expression. It gets passed down. And when we think about most people and why they began smoking weed, it's usually not just out of recreation. Like, yeah, man, not in our communities at least. It's not like, yeah, me and my friends, we were out and we decided to smoke a little something. Nah, it's usually like, you're stressed and, you know what I mean, you got somebody around you who's smoking and you take that first hit with them, or, you know what I mean, maybe it is a little peer pressure, but that's stress in itself too. But when you think about how people begin something, it's usually from an underlying trauma that hasn't been addressed. And I mean, I started smoking when I was probably 13, 14 years old. And for me, it was something that like...
We're talking about marijuana, right?
Yeah, not crack, dog. Dope,
I
like
didn't say crack.
shit.
I didn't say crack. You said crack.
Nah, we're talking about marijuana, okay?
Cool. I don't know.
So,
I didn't say it. You said it.
I started smoking.
We're in a crystal shop, so I don't know.
Hey, yo, I didn't even know. Listen, plausible deniability. But so I started smoking weed with my friends when I was young, and it was something that might have been cool. You know what I mean? I did come from a household with somebody that smoked, and you know what I mean. There was stress happening in my environment, and
what up, world? It's me, Andre X, the host of Where Are We podcast. I'm here with my guy Yanti with the Panties. We here to represent Mission Dispensary from Georgetown for sponsoring us for these shows. Go get your weed, your bud, your high, your gummies, your waxes, your drips, your dips, your daps in Mission Dispensary in Georgetown. Check them out. Look, they blessed me. What?
Whatever you need, they got it.
I seen everybody else dealing with stress like that, so I was like, shit, let me deal with it like this too.
Did it work for you?
Nah, actually, it became a gateway, and not to any other drugs. It became a gateway to a lifestyle and a mindset. It became a gateway to a stereotype. You know what I mean? So I purposely, like, it's not something that I put out there like, hey, I used to smoke or I smoke. I don't even talk about it. It's something that's intimate actually for me, where it's like when I am rolling up and choosing to engage in that, it's usually building a relationship, one that is of value, or it's decompressing. At a point in time, I had a lot of stomach trouble, so it was appetite stimulant. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was for a purpose, and there became a point where I was smoking and there was no purpose. So that's when I knew that I had a problem. You know what I mean? And a lot of people aren't willing to accept saying that they have a problem when it comes to weed, because they're like, yo, like,
who got a problem in this room right now? Put your hand up. All right, I'm glad we're living our truth.
I see you over there. You ain't trying to put your hand up. I see your finger up.
He got a real problem. He got a big problem.
So, you know what I mean? Like, people waking up every day and smoking a blunt before they brush their teeth, like becoming a ritual, that's out of, you know what I mean, stress, that's out of anxiety, that's out of, you know, these underlying issues that haven't been addressed. And there became a point in time where I was like, damn, I can't stop smoking. Like, what the hell?
I feel like that sometimes.
But then I was like, yo, I've been through some shit and nothing ever stopped me before. So I'm not going to let this thing that I pay my money and can't even file a tax return on. Nah, this is not about to be the thing that stops me from having the discipline I need to get to the next level. So for sure, you know, I've taken some hiatuses to be able to like reground myself and decide like, is this something I need or is this something that I want? You know what I mean? I don't even smoke socially. First of all, like I said, a little OCD over here, so I don't hit blunts after other people.
After COVID, that's the one thing COVID did for me personally, is like, I get to smoke all of my weed now. I don't have to share with and everyone around me doesn't even want to share that weed because they're on the same shit. Like, after COVID, no one's sharing, and it just stayed like that.
If I like you enough, or I
there's
trust
some
you enough,
lambones, there's some.
And I'm burning the tip before we, or I'm putting my finger.
Not even. You know what I do? if we're gonna share a blunt, let me hit it until I'm done, and I'll give you the rest.
And that's it. Yeah, same.
No passing back and forth. We don't do that shit.
Yeah,
I enjoy it, then you enjoy it.
And like,
I'm gonna get high first. Though.
I only smoke one kind of weed. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so I'm scared of people lacing it with Fetty and all this other shit. So I'd be like, nah, even the dispensary's been getting in trouble for like having mold and shit on the weed, letting it sit there. I'm gonna go with my regular dude from around the way.
I smoked weed with Fetty in it one time, and I ended up like Fetty Wap like this.
Yo, I really was mad concerned at first, and I was about to be like, yo, how are you sitting here live to tell me about this?
Hey, I was chosen.
God did.
God did.
Nah, that's one thing, like, drugs, man. Drugs are so crazy, man. Yeah. And they're hurting so many people in our community, like the fentanyl and the perks and the fucking whatever else is out there. Like, even when Molly was coming popular, that shit was fucking up my hood, yo. Yeah. Everybody was on Molly.
For sure.
You couldn't drink water bottles like this that were laying around. Like, you're like, Is that mine? Because people were putting fucking Molly in it.
Yeah. Nah, honestly, like, so my family has a long drug history. Like, my mother is number 10 of 11 siblings and one of few that hasn't had some sort of substance issue outside of weed. You know what I mean? Which she no longer smokes, but there was a point in her life where she was an avid smoker too. And, you know what I mean? Ultimately, I was too scared to do anything else because I believe that my mind is the greatest asset that God could have bestowed upon me. So I don't want to alter it in any way that in a chemical capacity it can't come back from. And I get, you know, weed's a psychedelic and all of that, but it's not so mind altering that your face and your physical features start to transform from it, or you lose your faculties and stop having any sort of sense of responsibility or discipline. Like, so when it comes to like liquor, my mom actually got diagnosed with kidney failure when I was 5 years old because she got poisoned with a date rape drug that was in a drink on a vacation, like out somewhere else in New Orleans. So like I'm real funny about, like, I don't drink out. If I do, I gotta be with somebody who I know like is going to be looking out for me. I don't drive with other people when I go out. I'm always my own designated driver. Like I might not even have enough to drink to be drunk because I know I want to make it home. So and I don't like being so inebriated that I can't remember what has happened. I've been there before. Like, I'm not acting like I'm a saint and never, you know.
No, you are. You acting like a goddamn saint.
No. I've definitely got shit faced drunk, rock star wasted. You know what I mean? But like I try as.
That's so crazy.
Yo, I try to be
Standing on
intentional.
couches.
Yo, for sure. You know, fuck your couch. With Dave Chappelle said, Rick James said. So yeah, like I definitely make a point of, you know what I mean, not being so publicly intoxicated that I'm having to apologize for my behaviors or being embarrassed later. And I try to make an example for the youth to know that, like, if you're going to indulge, I'm not going to be the one to judge you or tell you, you know, you shouldn't do this. But I will say indulge responsibly and make sure you're around people who actually give a shit about you.
And who's your plug?
Nobody.
You don't say that? I'm just asking. I'm checking. I'm just making sure because I might slip and you're like, I know who the plug is, so that's why I know they're safe. You know what I mean?
What you talking about?
There you go.
Is there we had a great conversation today, and I know we're coming down to a close. I want to make sure that you can give one message out to the world while we're here, because you know we're being watched by millions and millions. Right now the chat's going crazy, and
are we on Twitch right now?
It's a new one because this is the Witch Doctor. We're on Witch. So yeah, is there something you want to give the world before we go?
Shit. You could choose your actions, but you can't choose your consequences, and some of them consequences follow you for the rest of your life. So think wisely, think twice, act once, and love, peace, and chicken grease. Shit.
Or run, motherfucker, run. I love that, yo. It was a pleasure to have you.
Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
I do wanna follow up and try to make it to one of your public speaking things.
Okay.
Because I definitely want to go to like hear you speak. I think that you carry yourself very well, and like, as a woman, I think it's very strong to have positive people like that can just speak without fear.
Thank you.
You know,
yeah,
and
for sure.
and I definitely would like to bring my daughter, if you're teaching kids, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So she can see like, yo, this is, you see, like she's a star. She'll dance. She's a great dancer. She's a singer. She'll do that. She does that shit in front of thousands of people, no problem. But it's the advocacy part.
Yeah,
I want
for sure.
I want her to learn how to advocate for herself, man. So if you have any things like that coming up where I can go see in that Boston area, let me know, man. Send us some information, and we'll put it on our page too. You know,
Coach love the kids, so you know what I mean. I'm always gonna be there for the youth. I say that there was a short window in my life where I was nominated as a student ambassador to travel abroad to China, and I didn't make it. 1 year, 2 months, and 3 days later, 1, 2, 3, my daughter was born. So I like to be that buffer to help the kids make, you know, informed decisions, understanding that you might be 12 right now, but 5 years from now you're going to be 17, and what you do today can impact then.
Right.
Yeah, for sure, bring her on by. I'm at Coach Bri Nichols on all platforms. All of my platforms are public. You know what I mean? Ooh, ooh.
All right, yo, peace, world. We love you.
Love, peace, chicken grease.